I messed up. We've got less than 3 weeks now until MLB The Show 26 comes out. If you've been following along with this franchise, you know that I've been saying that I wanted to play this year 2 the way that I originally wanted to play this franchise mode, which is kind of to slow it down, play a 9-inning game in each episode, do some critical situations, maybe only sim a couple weeks at a time. And as of last episode, that was still the plan. The biggest problem with this series this year has been my lack of consistency, and I did it again. It's been like almost another month now since that last episode in the off season, and clearly we don't really have enough time left to do what I wanted to do. So what we are gonna do, we're still gonna see this franchise through to the end, but what today's gonna be is I did record the next episode opening day the way that I originally wanted these episodes to go, and I did that like a month ago and then didn't edit it. So it is edited now, and that's what today's episode is going to be. It'll be one episode to give you guys a taste of what this was supposed to be, but then after today's episode, we're going to be simulating a season at a time per episode. So next episode will be the rest of season 2, then obviously an episode for season 3, season 4, season 5. I'm still going to be hands-on. I'm going to be doing the scouting, controlling the team, free agency, trades, all that sorts of stuff. And like I said, it'll be then a season per episode, and we'll just be simulating the whole season. And then after year 5, we'll do one more episode where I back off. I don't really control much, and we just simulate 10, 15 years into the future. I don't know. Trust me, if you guys are disappointed, I am even more disappointed in myself, because I was legitimately having fun with this. I don't know why I couldn't get myself to post these episodes consistently. But we're still gonna have some fun with what we can do with the rest of this franchise, and that starts today with opening day with this new White Sox team. So I hope you enjoy this episode. Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Chicago White Sox franchise. Today is opening day of year 2, but heading into year 2, I made a lot of moves that I'm excited about. The biggest of which is who our opening day starter is today. It's Luis Castillo, our new ace, our new highest overall player on the team. Along with trading for Castillo, we also made a trade to acquire Ryan McMahon. We signed Austin Hayes, sound familiar? And we also made a lot of key additions to our bullpen, like Gregory Soto, Phil Maton in the Rule 5 draft, Danny Coulomb, veteran lefty, another back-end signing in Hunter Harvey, and then another really solid lefty that we traded for, Jared Koenig. Now, all of these new additions only have our overall team rank going up to 27th in the league. And I don't quite remember if we finished last year at 30, if we were 30th the entire year, but we've at least improved. And you can definitely see that we're 8th in the MLB in contact. Now, I did just decide to sim through spring training to opening day. I didn't decide to hop in any games or anything. We finished with a 13-13 record, which by our standards, solid spring probably. And there wasn't anything too crazy that happened, no performances that changed any of my plans, but a couple that did stand out. Kyle Teal went crazy. He hit 10 home runs in like 70 something at bats. He batted .378 with a 1237 OPS. And the other one that stood out to me was Colson Montgomery. He batted .337 with an OPS over 1,000. And both of those performances to me are significant because those are both guys that I tried to call up last season early, and they both struggled. They both struggled a lot, and I sent him back down. But coming out of spring training, this is what the roster is looking like. Against righties, we've got Teal behind the plate, Basayo at first, Meidroth at second, McMahon at third, Montgomery at short. Another new addition in the offseason, Nick Gordon starting in left, Garrett Mitchell in center, and then finally Austin Hayes in right with Benintendi DHing. Against lefties, Lenine Sosa and Edgar Caro move into the starting lineup. Nick Gordon sits down. We also have Teal sitting down against lefties. And then Brooks Baldwin and Miguel Vargas are both on the bench as utility players. When it comes to pitching, we have Luis Castillo at the top of the rotation, Mike Vassell at an 80 overall, moving him into the starting rotation after being a reliever last year. And then we have 377 overalls to round out the rotation. Bowden Francis, who we traded for, Jairo Iriarte, and Drew Thorpe coming back off of Tommy John. This is an entirely different starting rotation rotation than we had from last season. It is completely overhauled. And honestly, so is the bullpen, technically, except for one arm, and that's Fraser Ellard. I mean, Shane Smith was in the rotation. He moves to the bullpen. But yeah, between those two guys and Mike Vassell, we only brought back 3 pitchers on the entire staff from last year's opening day to this year's. And then I guess the only guy I haven't mentioned in any capacity yet is Trevor Stephan. He'll be our closer for this year, and he earned that role by being incredible in the setup role after we traded for him last season. I do want to give you guys a glimpse at what the organization as a whole is looking like starting year 2, and I think the best way to do that is to look at the top prospects list, because look at who's number 1 first of all. Chad Powell, starting pitcher. We have the number 1 prospect in baseball, and if you were following during year 1, I drafted him in the 3rd round. I also didn't know a ton about him, so we really hit on that pick. Obviously, he's a long ways away. He's only a 63 overall, but he did have 99 potential. We also, you can see it here, we have the 7th overall pick. Kind of the same deal. I drafted him even later in the last draft. He's also even further away. I'm kind of surprised somebody who's a 51 overall right now can be so high up in the prospect rankings. But in addition to those two in the top 10, we have Basayo at 16. He's not going to be a prospect for too much longer. Noah Schultz at 17. Going down a little bit further, it's Boone O'Rourke at 41. He was our number 1 pick in the last draft. Right behind him is Kevin Parks at 42. He was our number 2 pick in the last draft. We also have Hagen Smith at 49. We have Luis Perales at 57. Grant Taylor down at 75. Blake Mitchell, who was another offseason signing. Kind of cheesy how we got him, but he's the 84th ranked prospect. Kyle Teal, 89th. He'll also not be a prospect for too much longer. So that means that we had 11 prospects in the top 100 in baseball, which feels crazy. And not even mentioned there was Braden Montgomery, who's still in AAA. He's at a 76 overall right now. He is really close to being ready to be called up. You know, obviously we got to see how things kind of shape up in the big leagues, and also, you know, him progressing a little bit more. I just wanted that hitting to get a little bit better, but he's still somebody to be excited about. We also have another good prospect, Moises Ballesteros. I kept him up in AAA, but a couple of the guys that were Boone O'Rourke, Blake Mitchell, they're going to be starting out this year in AA. Same with Kevin Parks. He's also going to be starting out in AA. And then looking at the minor league pitching, we have so much pitching depth throughout the organization. 3 more top prospects, Hagen Smith, Schultz, Grant Taylor, leading the rotation in AAA. We also have Cannon and Davis Martin. Sean Burke is even here. He doesn't even make the rotation. And then honestly, this entire AAA bullpen is kind of full of guys who would be ready to go if we have any sort of injuries in the big leagues. Both of our top prospects, Chad Powell and Jack Diaz, are starting the year in Class A, which, just a side note, I really think it'd be cool if they expanded this a little bit more, because when a player's in the Class A roster, they don't even play. You don't even get to see stats from them. Now, one thing I do want to adjust before we start season 2 is I felt like in year 1 we really didn't have to deal with injuries as much as I kind of anticipated we would, so I'm going to bump up the injury sliders. I'm not going to do it a ton for now, but I'm going to bump the gameplay injuries up by 2 notches, and then the simulator injuries just up by 1. Another thing to mention here before we get started with opening day is our contract rule from last year is still in effect, but it resets. That maximum contract offer of $92 million that we earned last year, that's the new baseline. To earn more money, it's back to beating the 41 win mark of the 2024 White Sox. So it's not beating last year's wins now, it's still going back to beating 41 wins. So once we get to 41 wins this season, which hopefully is going to be a lot quicker than last season, we'll start earning $1 million towards our maximum contract offer for each win past that 41 win mark. But for now, the focus is on opening day. The focus is on taking down the Detroit Tigers and seeing how this new look White Sox team plays. And all right, here we go. In the rain, Mydroth leading off, Gallen on the mound for the Tigers, who they signed in the offseason. And don't forget, we're on GOAT difficulty, because I almost forgot right there. Oh, and okay, well, year 2, but things are looking the same. I have a good eye, I work the count, and then I just strike out on a pitch right down the middle. That's GOAT difficulty if you're not ready. Benintendi's not striking out on the fastball down the middle. I still missed it, though. PCI was off of it. Another long at bat, though. And now we've got the first White Sox at bat of Ryan McMahon. I'm excited to see what he can do. He's got some good power against righties. He's really good in the field. He definitely had a down season last year, which might be why I was able to trade for him for not too high of a price. And that was kind of a nasty pitch. All right, well, not a great first inning. All right, there we go. 2 pitches in, and Luis Castillo's picking up his first out as a White Sox. I didn't fully enjoy Garrett Mitchell getting a bad jump on the ball. Like, I know he was never not going to get there, but he's kind of here for his fielding. That's like his big thing. But no, actually, Leo DeVries coming up in the 2-hole here for the Tigers kind of brings me to something else I wanted to mention. But the rest of our division is like, it's almost scary. I didn't go over it before this game because there was already a lot of things I went over, but like the Twins and the Royals especially made a couple of high profile moves to get like scary good. Cleveland didn't really do a ton, but they were already solid. And then the Tigers, who were tied with the record we had last season at 58 and 104. I won't say they're looking like too much better than us, but they also signed Gallen. They traded for DeVries last year. That's who they got when they traded away Skubal. And I mean, they already do have some solid guys on the team like Riley Green coming up to the plate right now. There we go, though. 2 flyouts to center and a punch out in Castillo's first inning on the team. And now we got another new guy coming up, Austin Hayes. A little preview for the real life White Sox, who also signed him after I signed him. Oh, and he's getting hit. That's going to be our first base runner of the year off the elbow pad. Now we got another first at bat with the team. Samuel Basallo, who we traded for at last year's deadline, became our most exciting prospect. Big bat, playing first base now, even though he came up as a catcher. And I swung at what would have been ball 4. Man, the league's already scared of him. They're pitching around him in his first plate appearance. And then, okay. Got to start making contact with the ball, man. Montgomery's going to ground into a quick double play. All right, we are looking great here. There we go. I'll take that. First pitch pop-up. First play for Colson Montgomery in the field, who we'll see. We'll see how good he is at shortstop because he doesn't have the strongest fielding ratings, and shortstop is obviously a very important defensive position. There's going to be the first hit of the game. First hit allowed from Castillo. Looks like we're getting a double play chance, though, just like they did to me. And look who it was. Basallo starting it, Montgomery turning it back to Basallo. Dude, and let me also just say, as a fan of the White Sox in real life, obviously, I am very excited for opening day. And look at that. That's part of the reason why. A guy like Kyle Teal getting a hit up the middle. But no, man, I don't know what it is. Because I feel like if the White Sox had the sort of offseason they're having minus the Murakami signing, but if they had it last year, if what I just said makes any sense, I don't think we'd be all that excited about it. But for some reason right now, I feel like myself and a lot of other White Sox fans are excited about the moves that have been made. And what that could look like. That was another good swing. That's a shame that didn't go further. But nah, man, I don't want to ramble on too much. But like guys like Teal, guys like Montgomery, obviously Murakami being brought in, it is just very exciting to see what happens. Because I have no idea what the team could be. They could be another 100-loss team, or they could be a fringe wild card team, maybe even contending for the division. I don't know. And I'm missing a hanging slider. So one time through the order. Oh, wait, no, that's not one time through the order because we've got a guy on base. And there we go. That's going to be the end of the inning. Late on the fastball, low. Got our first hit of the game, but I also kind of feel like overall we let Gallen settle in a bit more. There we go. That's another fly ball to center. Dude, Garrett Mitchell is his range factor stat. It's going to be through the roof. And that one's going out to Nick Gordon in left. That's 3 really nice innings for Castillo. Facing the minimum through 3, even with the hit allowed. Okay, see, that is what I mean when I say I need to just get better. Because that's a pitch I shouldn't be missing. And I'm still missing pitches right down the middle after another long at bat. Another full count, he gets me with that. And that one I'm on top of. So I'm way under a knuckle curve for out number 1, and I'm way on top of a knuckle curve. Both up in the zone for out number 3. All right, another punch out for Castillo. I think all of his strikeouts have come on that circle change so far. Guess that's the out pitch. Montgomery fields it cleanly. All right. Always hold your breath when it's hit to him. He's only got 54 fielding, I think it was, which is a bit of a shame because I'm pretty sure Montgomery, after getting called up, was like really good defensively at short. And that's another pop fly. Luis Castillo, man. 12 up, 12 down. He's looking like he's in his prime here in his first 4 innings as a White Sox. And there's... Nope, never mind. I got ahead of myself. I really thought that was too high to get caught. That might have been a crazy hop or jump. What am I saying? Oh, and then I couldn't get around on that one, man. I mean, I feel like I'm starting to make a few better swings, but that's also coming at the expense of not working the count now. And I'm just slightly late again. Oh, I'm just a hair behind it, man. Come on. Turn on it. Crazy thing too, he's only throwing like 94 max and I'm having trouble getting around on the fastball. I'm out of practice. I don't know if I ever was in practice on GOAT difficulty, but okay, yeah, that's a play that's going to be rough. I bet with a better reaction on that, because it was yellow, the little indicator thing, better reaction, he probably makes that play. Ooh, nice pitch. Gutsy there. 3-2 count. I threw it out of the zone. And that could be an inning-ending double play to preserve facing the minimum. Oh, Nick Gordon with a perfect. He's got 71 power that could carry. Let's see it leave. Oh, that's just Comerica Park being really deep, man. It's not even as deep as it used to be. Another perfect. Tell me that's not getting caught too. Okay. We gotta change something next year. Feel like that's something I've been saying throughout a lot of my videos this year, is legitimately one of the biggest changes I feel like that needs to be made with, I don't know if it's hitting, I don't know if it's fielding. More things need to get down. Like, I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like this year has been more home run or bust than it's been since like MLB 18. There we go. Luis Castillo's still sharp. I'm just still frustrated, man. I hit 2 perfect swings, both to the gap. Neither of them got down. There we go, dude. Castillo, he might be picking it up here as we get deeper into the game. Back-to-back strikeouts to start the 6th. Another one. He strikes out the side in the 6th. 18 up, 18 down. It's not a perfect game. We've had to turn 2 double plays. I don't know why I needed to say that. You've been watching the video. Dude, that one's got to go, right? This is 3 straight perfect swings. If that one doesn't leave, the game is broken. Long gone. Andrew Benintendi, responsible for the first run of the season. I haven't said anything about him yet in this episode, but like, he actually is still a pretty significant piece to this team. He had a really solid year last year, kind of like underratedly solid. I feel like he hit 23 home runs, batted like 250 something, and that looks like it's gonna do it for Zach Gallen. I mean, on one hand, that's kind of too bad. Hang on a second. Brant Herter, 98 games last season out of the bullpen. 98 games. All right, well, this is also something I got to remember going forward. We've got a lot of lefties in the starting lineup when it's a righty starter, so later in the game we can definitely pinch hit with some guys. I don't think McMahon would be one I'd want to pinch hit with. I mean, he's not the strongest lefty, but I also like the idea of keeping his glove in the game. That's not going to get through, is it? No, but another good timing swing. I'm definitely picking up something here. The 3 straight perfect swings, new arm brought into the game. I'm still timing him up. Hayes, that should get through. That was a weird route taken to it. I almost thought he was going to get there. That might even get through for a hit. Samuel Basayo's first big league hit. Comes lefty-lefty, too. I mean, he's got good power against lefties. His power's actually better lefty-lefty. That was not a powerful swing, though. Oh, the fastball got me. Come on, we can't let these back-to-back base hits go to waste. Is Teal coming up next? I might make a move. I'm going to do it. We're going to bring Caro into the game. And I'm missing pitches like that with him. And I took strike 3. You can't do that. At least we got a run. We just did it in the wrong order. We should have gotten 2 hits and then hit a home run. I am going to leave Castillo in, though. I mean, he's still got plenty of energy left. Only just now getting to the 3rd time through the order here because we're facing the minimum. And, well, that's going to be the 3rd hit allowed of the game. Gonna need to turn 2 again to keep facing the minimum. Unless somebody wants to test Caro's arm after just coming into the game. Oh, nope, that's going to mess with things. Back-to-back base hits to start. This probably would have been the spot to take Castillo out, but I'm going to be totally honest. I forgot that I still have the setting on where I need to warm up my own pitchers. For realism, because it's franchise. Oh, and that is scary. Garrett Mitchell just keeps getting yellow jumps on the ball, man. I don't understand that. All right, we are definitely going to go to the pen here, though, I think. Castillo's still in the green, but we're not going to let him completely blow it. Very good start for Luis Castillo in his White Sox debut. Just got to find a way to get out of this inning without letting that run come across. Man, even Jared Koenig, 86 games last year with the Brewers. Or he wasn't on the Brewers. He was on the Jays. He was on the Brewers and the Jays. Man, actually, he's got a weird pitch mix. That fastball only came in at 88, but it says the sinker goes from 93 to 97. And that, give me 2. Give me a double play. We did it. Oh my God. Exactly what we needed. And now we keep Castillo in line for the win. Ooh, and Mitchell, that's solid. Get over his head out there. It did get over his head. That's going to be 3. It's not even close. Leadoff triple for Garrett Mitchell. Oh my God, dude. Way too early. That was a 3-1 count. He gave me a couple of meatballs, and I was early on both of them. All we had to do was put the ball in play. Still all we have to do is put the ball in play. Mydroth, come on. That should do it. Whether it gets down or not, it's just going to get down. Nice insurance run there, and it's good to see Mydroth coming through with a base hit like that. Oh, and Benintendi to the gap again. That could drive Mydroth in. It's definitely going to drive Mydroth in. A second RBI for Andrew Benintendi. A second extra base hit here on opening day. I'm swinging the bat well with him. Oh, and then new pitcher comes in. First pitch ground out from Ryan McMahon. Hayes, I'm just behind, or just under, actually. Timing was good. 2 more innings, though, we put up in the 8th. A couple big insurance runs. All right, I'm going to go to another new acquisition, Hunter Harvey. It's exactly the kind of role he should be in here. Late inning. Oh, and look at that. 99 up and in. I mean, he's got closer stuff, too, for sure. Like, it's not like Trevor Stephan is really, like, out in front of a lot of this bullpen, really. And Basayo's not going to be able to dive for that. Okay. But yeah, I don't know. I could see if I was like in control of every single game, if I was playing all 162. I don't necessarily think Trevor Stephan is like set as the closer. If it were totally up to me. Like I could totally see kind of a closer by committee based on whatever the matchup is. And way out in front, 12-6 drops off the table. Dude, our entire game so far has been pitched by off-season acquisitions, and we're putting up a shutout through 8. Oh, stay fair. Stay fair for me. Samuel Basayo, a home run in his MLB debut. That is exciting. That is very exciting to me. This is a dude that I've really enjoyed using in Diamond Dynasty. Whenever I get the chance to, I like his swing. And it's paying off here. I know I got the hit earlier. That was a little cheap one. Nothing cheap about that swing. All right, a walk. Maybe a little something more going here before we try and wrap this thing up. I'd like to get Nick Gordon a hit in his Sox debut, especially when he had that perfect swing earlier. Ah, and they said I went around. That would have been a perfect pitch to take with having Garrett Mitchell on the move. All right, well, with it not being a safe situation anymore, we're going to go to Frazier Allard to wrap this thing up. He got plenty of experience last season wrapping games up, but most of the time it was in higher leverage situations because he was the closer. I'll take that if that's an out. 1 pitch. A lot of bad jumps on the ball, though, in the outfield. A lot of yellow reactions. Hayes gets a blue one, the one I think with probably the worst ratings out there. We'll sit him down with a punch-out, a dominant opening day victory, 4-0 shutout. I know that was a battle of the two worst teams in the MLB last season right there, but I feel like that was kind of a statement to come out and do that on opening day. 6 1/3 with 7 strikeouts, no runs allowed from Castillo in his team debut. What are some other Sox debuts? McMahon went 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts. That wasn't a good one. Hayes got a hit and got hit, and Nick Gordon also went 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts. But he had that perfect swing. All right, and then now, like I said, the rest of this episode, we're going to be simulating through this Twins series. We've got critical situations on, so let's just, let's get to it here. Vassell getting the start in Game 2 against the Tigers, and right away, those new injury sliders kicking in. Nick Gordon getting a minor injury. We win, though, 11-2. We're 2-0. We might go undefeated. I mean, we're not going to look at the box score for every single game, but a game like this, you have to. 14 hits, a bunch of multi-hit games there. Ryan McMahon going deep. Vassell went 7, only giving up 2. Gregory Soto picked up the last 2 innings. And Kyle Teel stole 2 bases. Okay, why not? Going for a series sweep. Bowden Francis, first start with the White Sox. We can't get the sweep. 2-1 loss. All right, and then next up, we've got a tough one. Series against the Dodgers. It's Jairo versus Yamamoto. Is Yamamoto really their... Well, they're 3-1, so he'd be their 5th starter? I gotta check on this. Yeah, wow, dude. Yoshinobu Yamamoto is the 5th starter in the Dodgers rotation. Look at this thing. Dodgers still the #1 ranked team overall while I'm checking on things. So let's see what we can do against them early in the year in a 3-game series. On the road, we take Game 1. All right, Jairo picking up where he left off. Look at that. 8 innings, 10 punch outs. He was so good for what would it have been, like 8 starts or something last season. He might even technically still be a rookie. I'm not totally sure. But he was just like inexplicably good. And I'm so happy that that seems to be carrying over. Also, 11 hits on the board, a bunch of doubles. I like to see that. Vargas playing left field with 2 doubles. Well, we've already guaranteed a winning month in March here. Drew Thorpe, though, making his first start back from Tommy John. It's going to bump me to the next month, but let's see. Oh, it looks like we lost, and it looks like we only lost 1-0. Nick Gordon's coming back, though. Got to check on this. Thorpe went 6 1/3. No runs allowed. Our starting pitching has looked really good. Even the 2 losses, both were still good starts from our starters. All right, man, let's take the series. Back-to-back series wins to start the year. We do. Look at that, a shootout. 17-12. Seems like our offense is very boom or bust so far. We've had a couple double-digit run games. We've also had a couple 1-0 run games. A bunch of homers, though. 19 hits, 10 walks. Obviously, though, giving up 12 runs is not good. Castillo with a not-so-great start and a lot of not-so-great looking outings from the bullpen. Okay, and I was actually worried this was going to happen, but auto-handling the Nick Gordon injury, they just have him on the bench now with Vargas starting in left, and I don't want that because, especially against righties, Nick Gordon is all around a better player. He's a better fielder, better hitter. But I guess letting anything being handled by the CPU, they just default to the higher overall, which Vargas is. So we got to go in and make sure Gordon's going to start. All right, another tough opponent here. Another test of a series against the Astros. 5-1 to start the year. We haven't had a critical situation yet. I'd like to see one pop up just to make sure my settings work. Let's see. Game 1, Vassell versus Hunter Brown. It's going to be another win. 3 straight series starting out with a victory. All right, Game 2, Bowden Francis on the mound. There's a critical situation. We're up 3-2. We got to preserve the lead, shut it down. Trevor Steffen's out there to try and close it. They've got a runner on first. Nobody out. All right, well, I did make sure we have options ready to go in the bullpen, but there's 3 straight lefties coming up, and we've got really what did I say? 3 straight righties coming up, and we've got no righties left in the bullpen. And that could be a huge double play. Get it there in time? Plenty of time. How about the double plays we're turning so far? And another ground out to end it to McMahon. Coming in, shutting the door, 2 straight wins against the Astros. We're off to quite the start this season. I mean, I know it's early, but I was not necessarily expecting to look this good this quick. I mean, that's right there. That locks up a series win. So that's back-to-back series wins against the Dodgers and against the Astros. But it comes at a cost. Hunter Harvey pulled his hamstring. He'll be out for a week or 2. But honestly, this is exactly why I changed the slider, because I feel like this is kind of the sort of injury that happens a lot more in real life than we had to deal with last season. We'll put him on the 15-day, which, why is the 10-day not an option? Because this would make much more sense as a 10-day injured list deal, because it's 1 to 2 weeks. 15 days keeps him out, you know, slightly over 2 weeks technically, but we're still gonna do that, and then we'll have to make a move, have to bring somebody up. Well, and real quick, since I'm here deciding who I want to call up, I'm noticing Hagen Smith doesn't have the greatest start to his season. I'll be honest, this is exactly why I didn't want to start him on the big league team. Well, speaking of rough starts in AAA, Jordan Leisure kind of has had a couple rough outings, but he's going to be the one I call up. He had a solid year last year, and he just kind of was the odd man out, but he'll be the first one to come back up with an injury. I was thinking about doing Prelander Baroa too, but I don't know. I feel like it makes more sense to bring Leisure up because he's a bit more proven. Look at what he did last season. 87 innings, 3.50 ERA. We also have to handle scouting for the first time in this new season, and I'm still gonna do it. I'm still gonna take care of it in depth. And we have the 2nd overall pick, so instead of scouting by position early like I feel like I normally do, I want to make sure that we know about these top end guys here. So we've got the #1 ranked pitcher, who's also #1 overall for now, obviously, and then the #1 position player is 4th ranked overall for now, and he's a shortstop. All right, but let's get back to simming. Let's see if we can pick up a sweep against the Astros to get to 7-2. We got to do it in a critical situation. It's a player lock though, because Samuel Basallo's going for his 3rd homer of the game. We already have an 8-4 lead, but I got a chance to make it even more and also give Samuel Basallo a 3 home run game in his, what, 8th game, 9th game of his career? Oh, I was kind of all over that, just a little early and a little under it. Oh, and that was just a good pitch. Way out in front of it, only checked, swung in hopes that ended up out of the zone for a walk. We should hopefully lock down this game though. I won't really get a say in it though, because it's a player lock. They're going to put me in for what's potentially the final play of the game though, with Stefan on the mound, 2 on, 2 outs, a 2-2 count. Let's see Stefan pick up this final out, get us this series sweep. Or he'll drill it off the wall. Where am I going? Oh, he won't drill it off the wall. What? I'm assuming that's Nick Gordon out there. Did he really just do that to end the game? Okay. Dude, 7-2 to start the season. Series win over the Dodgers, a sweep over the Astros. Gordon also hit a home run in addition to that crazy catch to end the game. Jairo, I guess, didn't have himself a great second start of the year, but he picked up another win and then locked down no runs allowed out of the bullpen. What a game. What a start to the season. All right, well, it doesn't get any easier. This will be the last series of the episode. 3 games against the Twins. They are only 3-6, but they're the highest ranked team in our division at 4th. That's because of their big additions in the offseason. They signed Vlad. He was the #1 free agent, and the Twins got him. They also got Lawrence Butler, I think probably in a trade, and then also signed JT Realmuto. Those are 3 of their best players right now, in addition to already having a couple good players like Royce Lewis. Correa is still looking good. Buxton, obviously. But that doesn't matter if we keep playing the way we have been. This will be a good series to try and establish some dominance in our division. I can't believe I'm saying that in episode 1 of year 2 after 104 losses the year before. Let's get it going here. Game 1 of the series. It's another critical situation. We're down 2-0 here in the bottom of the 7th inning. We got bases loaded, 2 outs though. Mydroth up. We got to do something here. Batting .300 on the season. Exactly what I would hope out of Chase Mydroth in the leadoff spot. Oh, and that's, probably not a pitch you want to be taking. I feel like Cole Sands has always been a guy who kind of messes me up a bit. It's also the first action we're seeing at home. 3 straight road series to start the year. So this is the home opener. Didn't even register that. That's not gonna bloop in. Oh, that's a solid swing too. I was definitely a little under it. And we do get back to another critical situation. We tied it. We're in extras. And Stefan's out there to try and make sure they don't take the lead. Although right here, if I remember right, Matt Wallner has pretty heavy splits. Yeah, I know it's the clutch rating active here, but still the power is way less. I'm probably going to try and go to a lefty. You know what? Honestly, right here, I think the best option is to go to Fraser Ellard. He's only pitched in 1 other game, I guess, so far after opening day, and it must not have gone well, but he has the highest clutch rating we still had available in the bullpen at, I think it was 81, And we are also very used to using him in situations like this. All right, and they're leaving him in. They're leaving Wallner in, not pinch hitting for somebody who can hit a lefty better. Oh, what a pitch. Caught him looking for strike 3. That's huge. Can't let that drop. No. We're there, even with the bad reaction from Hayes and Wright. All right, Ellard shuts the door. I'm going to hit return to simulating here, but I'm going to kind of hope it almost immediately puts me back in because we'll have a runner on second, nobody out, and the chance to walk it off. So let's see. No, we're back on the pitching side. Why? So my thought process, I was going to just hop into the game, but then I was kind of like, all right, if we don't get the job done there, I think I'm just like committed to being in the game. And I don't think you can get back to this screen. So I was hoping it would automatically put me in because that seems like a pretty high leverage spot. But no, we got to get back to trying to not allow a runner to score from third. At least we already have 2 outs. Oh my God, what are they doing? No. With 2 outs, it's bad enough when people online bunt cheese you, but when the game itself bunt cheeses you because the game itself can't handle playing defense on bunts. Of course, 1 pitch later, we get the pop-up to end the inning. Of course, they got to wait until I have 1 out, but Montgomery up. Griffin Jacks is still out there, 30 pitches in. All right, a walk for Montgomery, which isn't necessarily the greatest thing, aside from that being the winning run being put on first for free. Also sets up the game-ending double play, though. That's not a pitch I should be missing. That's a hanger, dude. And, oh, I just got eaten alive that at bat. That was awful. All right, 3-2 count from 0-2. Oh, I might have chased. That might have been ball 4, but you can't let that go. Yeah, that was right on the edge. That's just nasty. You know what else I just realized I forgot to mention? Probably would have been worth mentioning at the beginning of this episode, just to further recap what happened in the offseason, but we do have a new manager this year. I kind of forget his name, but maybe we should be giving him some credit for the good start this team has been off to. Yeah, Paul Jimsey was his name. Signed him for 4 years at $7.2 million a year. We locked up the top coach. But that officially is the first 10 games of the season. We start 7-3, even with that loss. Still a really nice start. That was our first loss, though, in a first game of the series. We've got 2 more. We're going to sim both of them. Castillo making his 3rd start, and we're back to another critical situation. Bases loaded, 2 outs, top of the 8th, and we have a 2-run lead. Koenig is out there with 23 pitches thrown. He's still got good energy, though. Oh, he got him swinging on the sinker up and away. That pitch literally could have ended up anywhere. That par was gigantic. All right, well, let's get back to simulating then. See what happens. We just win. We just lock up another win. So now we're 8-3. We had 9 hits. Mitchell hit his 2nd home run. Castillo, 4 allowed in 6 innings. Scoreless 3 innings, though, from the bullpen. All right, then the final game of the episode today, to try and keep our streak intact of winning every series so far, Mike Vassell versus Joe Ryan. And we just straight up lose 7-0. All right. Well, if it wasn't for that game, every loss we've had so far was only by 1 run. We lost 2-1, 1-0, and then 3-2. So that was our first loss by more than 1 run, which I feel like means we're playing really good. That run differential's looking pretty solid so far. But how about that to start year 2, going 8-4, leading the division through the first 4 series of the season, and they were tough series too, against tough opponents.